remembers everything from their childhood, but everybody has images that really flash across their mind, and some of the ones that I have are not good. Remembering and knowing that I was in a position that was really unsafe, and knowing that my mom was, knowing that she was suffering is not something that I could care about when I was 5 or 6. I had to worry about whether or not we were going to get into a car accident because she'd been drinking. I had to do that instead. When I was 5 years old, my parents got a divorce, and my brother was 3 years old at the time, and he and I were there with our mom after our dad left, and she suffered from alcoholism and depression, and that made our home feel really unsafe. A couple of years passed, and during that time I felt like I really stepped in to be the protector and caregiver of my brother, and my dad and his new wife came to visit us. He quickly recognized what was happening and removed us from the home. And my mom was open to us leaving, open to us being in his care instead of hers, and I never saw her again. As a result of being in that situation, I realized throughout being a teenager, being in a new home, a blended family, that I was always trying to control the environment that I was in, make sure that I was always safe, but I also didn't get along with my parents because they were supposed to be the authority figures in my life, but I wanted to be the authority figure in my life. You know, later as a teenager and into college, I really had quite a bit of arrogance about my ability to be in control of every circumstance that I was in. And also that being in control of everything had a really high cost, financially, physically, emotionally, and I just felt like I was just very, very sure that I could keep going that way. I moved to California for a job as a 25-year-old, and I attended a church that my aunt introduced me to, and I walked in and I totally fell apart. I was completely undone by the idea of all of that time, knowing that he had waited for me, and all he wanted me to do was one walk into the building. It just seemed so lopsided and unfair that he waited for me to tell him that I was ready to be obedient to the life that he was calling me to instead of the one that I was building for myself. And everything has been different since that time. I think in these last several years that I've been working really hard to trust God more in my in my mind, just changing the way that I see circumstances. I think it's really easy to treat somebody that you're upset with as not a real person. I think that she wanted to be great at being a mom, but it just did not pan out. A couple of years after she passed away, I actually got some of her belongings sent to me. One of the things that I got was a photo of her, and she just was totally beautiful in this picture, and I just decided to look at that picture and say, this is the person who God made to be my mother, and even though she wasn't the person that God designed to be my mom, if I had a chance to see her again, I would love to just say, I love you and you are loved. And I understand how hard it is to be a grown-up. I understand how hard it is to be a human now in a way that I didn't before. I feel like I have more understanding of myself, almost more control over my own life by knowing that he is in charge. And I feel more comfortable, more confident, more in love with being alive than could have ever imagined.